you considering to buy your first real estate property? Well, I got you. I'm Lara, and for today's Lumina session, I will talk about things you need to consider before buying a real estate property here in the Philippines. Buying a real estate property is a major decision in your life. It is a purchase that you need to consider like twice or thrice. So our first tip is to know your purpose. When you are buying a property, you need to have a reason. Ask yourself, bakit nga ba ako bibili ng property? Is it for personal use or for investment? Also, you need to consider what type and what kind of property are you planning to invest. Is it a house and lot? Is it single detached, duplex, or townhouse? Adding to that, you should also consider if you are planning to buy a pre-selling property or ready for occupancy property. Next is pre-qualification. You need to pre-qualify yourself. Know how much is your budget. This will help you to know if it is the right time for you para mag-invest ng property or tama bang mag-ipon ka muna. Also, this will help you to know kung ano yung necessary documents that you need to prepare to save time. Then, there are some documents that takes time bago mo makuha like COEC, bank statements, pero syempre, it varies. At least, prepared ka na and mabilis ka na ma-loan approved. So, third tip is to have a basic real estate knowledge. So, kung first-time home buyer ka and you really don't have an idea about real estate, you can watch our previous Lumina session videos about real estate terms, facts, documents, and more para familiar ka na sa questions na itatanong mo when looking for a property. Next is about the net income. This will depend on the loanable amount na pwede mo makuha based on your pre-qualification. You need to have at least a comfortable net income. Bakit? Because a larger net income than your monthly amortization based on your loanable amount will help you to verify if you can really buy that property. This will also save you in the long run from your property being foreclosed by the bank. So aside of having a comfortable net income, you should also have savings. Bakit kailangan mo ng savings? Because there are some properties na kailangan ng down payment, also monthly fees that you need to pay like monthly amortization, homeowner fees, amilyar, and such. Adding to that is kung ang tinitingnan mong property ay kailangan ng construction and renovation. Of course, you need to have funds para sa furnitures, appliances, and of course, for your emergencies. Next is good credit. So, having a good credit is essential when purchasing a property. Kasi it means that you are deemed as a person who is a good payer. And mas mataas yung chance na mas malaki ang ma-loan mo or ma-approve agad yung loan mo. Kasi they can see you that you pay your bills on time. So, after you pre-qualify yourself, alam mo na yung type of property na gusto mo, you already have an idea about real estate basics, na-compute mo na yung net income mo, may savings ka na, and you already have good credit, then next is probably the most important thing, location. Kasi in real estate, location is one of the most important thing to consider when investing. So ano-ano nga ba ang dapat mong i-consider when we talk about the location of a property? First is accessibility. Accessible ba tong property na tinitignan mo? Malapit ba siya sa mga establishments like malls, hospitals, churches? Is it near your work? Is it near the school of your kids? Madali lang ba ang transportation sa place? And is it near on your way of life? For example, may hilig ka mag-shopping or mag-grocery, then you should look for a property na malapit sa mall or grocery stores. Next is the supply and demand for the specific location na gusto mo. So this will give you an idea kung magkano talaga ang prices ng property in that location. So kapag mas mataas ang supply and konti ang demand, usually mas mura ang value ng property, tulad ng mga property sa provinces or suburbs. Kasi usually naman marami pang land doon and hindi pa binibenta. Isa pa, konti pa lang ang mga bumibili outside Metro Manila. And of course, in Metro Manila, ang konti na lang ng supply and mas mataas ang demand. So madalas, pinag-aagawan ang mga properties sa Metro Manila, kaya naman mas mahal ang mga price nito. Next is viewing. Kapag sure na kayo sa location ng property, the next thing you should consider is the property itself. So, pwede kayong mag-schedule ng site viewing or tripping para makita nyo yung specific property na gusto nyo. And here are the things you have to consider pag nagtitripping na kayo. First is the measurement of the property. The lot area and the floor area of the property, the length and the height of the rooms kung okay ba sa'yo yung spacing ng parts of the house. You have to think long-term for the rooms and spaces. Like, kung saan may pupwesto yung kitchen or ilang rooms ba ang gusto mo. You also have to take note yung mga parts na kailangan nyo i-renovate so that may idea na kayo how much will it cost you. Next is to have to consider the materials used in the property. So, for this, you have to familiarize kung ano yung mga usual na ginagamit na materials for a property. You have to know kung durable ba yung materials na ginamit. Next is kung ano yung parts ng house. Meron ba siyang kitchen, dining area, living area, and may garage ba or carport. So again, you have to think long term kung ano yung mga needs and wants mo for that specific property. Next is, okay ba ang ventilation ng property? Is there enough windows? May airway ba? Mahangin ba sa property or masyadong mainit? Next is, ask for the price of the property, yung mga terms and conditions, and of course, their financing schemes. So, kung sure na talaga kayo sa property na gusto nyo, and na-inspect nyo na yung property, you need to have due diligence about the property or developer. So, kailangan nyo lang mag-background check for that specific property and for the developer. You can consult a real estate broker or a lawyer para malaman nyo if it has a clean title para hindi kayo magkaproblema in the long run. And lastly, getting the proper documents for transferring the title. So for this, you need to have a deed of sale, a contract to sell for a pre-selling property, a memorandum of agreement if needed for the real estate broker, intent to buy kapag sure ka na sa pagbili ng property. You also need the floor plans ng property and yung title mismo. And that's it! Those are the things that you need to consider when buying a real estate property here in the Philippines. I am looking forward to see you here in our Lumina community. Again, I'm Lara, your marketing officer for Lumina Tarlac. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe!